everyone, my name is Anita Cavazos and I'm an LPC-associate here in the state of Texas. Welcome back to another day in the life of a therapist vlog. I'm so happy that you're here today. So I decided to bring you all along for the day because I actually have a good couple of things planned for the day. As you all already saw, I started my morning by doing some reading. We had a really nice rainy morning. Rainy days are my favorite, so it already started off being a really good day. I played a Harry Potter movie while I was doing some content creation, and after that I ended up meeting up with a consultation client, and I'm so excited to see more LPC associates getting curious and prepping for owning their own private practice. It just makes me so happy to know that there's more and more of us every day, and I honestly have loved working with the counselors in training and LPC associates that I've been able to work with through the consultation work that I do. It's just so exciting. I can't even put it into words because I remember being in that position and wanting to have help and just not knowing what to do. And I offer consultations for different things, but this one specifically was geared toward private practice as an LPC associate. So that is the bulk of what we talked about. I provided a guide, checklist to get everything started. And what I mainly like focusing in on the meeting is just getting to know the client a little bit more and also focusing on what the fellow LPC associate or counselor in training wants to focus on during that meeting. So after doing that, I did some more computer work, so compiling some resources to send out. And then I just took some time to rest and decompress for a little bit because honestly, I'm feeling pretty tired today. It's period week. So the first 2 to 3 days I tend to feel a little bit more tired or fatigued, and I can't really drink coffee because it just flares up my PCOS. So it's just one of those waves that I kind of had to ride out and be gentle with myself about. So I've been filming this day in the life, and I'm going to keep resting for a little bit before because something exciting that's happening today. I'm going to be joining a Latina or Latinx meet and greet, so I'm very excited to just get to network and connect with other Latina counselors or Latina counselors. It ends up starting at 5:30, I think, and I have my client at 6, so I'm not going to be able to stay very long at all, but I heard about it last minute and I really wanted to do it. So I'm still going to show up, and I thought it would be fun to talk to you all about it and just my experience. The reason that I found out about it was because I started my TikTok and another Latina counselor on there was nice enough to invite me. And so I think these are some of the benefits that come also with social media. Aside from helping it build your business, it just also helps connect you with other counselors and network in ways that maybe you wouldn't have done before. But yes, I'm going to end the workday by meeting with one of my adolescent clients, and working with adolescents isn't something that I promote or market anymore. I've worked with adolescents ever since I graduated with my bachelor's, and then post-grad with grad school too. It was just something that I've always loved and I still love. But ever since launching my private practice, my focal point has been working more with adult women. So I think that's something that I also really love about working for myself. It's that if I ever decide that I want to start doing that again, I can easily just start marketing that again and adding that to my Psychology Today profile. Like, there's just all this room and freedom to change my mind and to switch things up if I want to. Something else that I did earlier today while I was in bed and resting for a little bit was just kind of plan out another video that I want to share on this channel because it's one that's also been requested for a while. I promise I hear you guys. You're not shouting out into the void. I do hear you. It just takes me a while to plan and then film and set up everything behind the scenes and edit. All of these things take time on top of the other work that I do, but all of your video suggestions, I save them and I eventually end up finally being able to share it with you all. Also, thank you so much for leaving your requests on the community tab. When I asked, feel free to still go over and leave some video requests or down here in the comment section. All of that helps me so that way I know what videos you all would like to see from me. So now that I've planned that video, I'm just going to rest before the little virtual meet and greet and then my client session. So I will catch up with you all later. Okay, so super awkward moment. I was like rushing to get to the event, but I wasn't able to join, and then I saw that it actually starts at 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. instead of the time that I had. It actually works out perfectly because I end session at 7, so I can actually attend this event and be present. So I'm so excited. I just thought it was really funny and I'd share. So now I'm just gonna plan for my session. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put some music on for me. I like my Spanish music playlist. That's what I'm feeling. And after I put that, I'm gonna go ahead and write down on my notes here. So I'm gonna write down some notes of what I want to discuss with my client and also plan out like a little activity that we can do together. I feel like this session is going to involve a lot of talking because we only see each other like every 3 weeks, and this time we actually went 4 weeks without seeing each other. So I definitely think we're gonna be catching up a lot. So I'm just gonna make some notes just in case to prepare. And even if the activity doesn't happen this session, we can always do it the next. So I just finished session, everyone, and I'm having cereal in a cup. That's what life is like right now. So I don't feel like doing dishes right now, so that's current situation. Gonna go ahead and eat this and rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to log on to the little meet and greet. Okay, everyone, it's 7:30. It's time for the event, so I'm gonna go ahead and log on really quick. Hi everyone, today is the next day. Today is a Wednesday, and I feel like it's super important to show moments like this, and it's very hard for me to do that because vulnerability in this kind of way when something so heavy happens is really hard. And it just makes sense to, though, because I'm showing you days in the life of a therapist, right? And the reality that comes with that, and I don't even know where to begin. So last night I went to such a great meet and greet. It was so great and so needed. And I realized as one of the therapists was holding space for us, you know, she mentioned there's another tragedy and something else that happened. And I hadn't really watched the news or been on that side of social media during the day. I usually do it at the end of the day. Me and my husband will sit down and just kind of see what's going on to be informed. And then my husband let me know what happened in Uvalde. We didn't have all the details last night. And so this morning we woke up to the details. I spent the morning crying because that's what I needed to do, and I did share a post on Instagram, and it was very hard. And I even mentioned that in my post, you know, as I'm typing this, it's hard because I don't have the right words to say. Even now, I'm having a really hard time finding the words to say, but something that I really loved about the meeting that we had last night was when the therapist mentioned that we're in such a weird time where therapists are having to, and it's not something new, it's been going on like for the past 2 years, where we've just had to hold space for really heavy things that are going on in the world while we're also processing these things at the same time. And it gets heavy sometimes, you know. And some days it's a little bit easier to compartmentalize things. But today was one of those days where I just needed to cry and to be angry and to feel what I needed to feel instead of holding it in and bottling it up and having it just live inside of my body. I needed to just release, and crying and let it out really helped me. And you know, just reminding myself that, hey, you know, I need to keep doing what I'm doing and talking about these topics that matter in our communities. And so what I personally did this morning to help me with that, I'm cutting out a bunch of things that you're not seeing, but I'm kind of having a hard time formulating sentences right now, and I'm editing them out. But just so you know, that's what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not really able to perfectly verbalize what I'm feeling right now because it's a lot. So I'm trying to be gentle and compassionate with myself in the same way that I would want my clients to be during such difficult times. But these are definitely things that I like dealing with privately, but because I am filming this day in the life and it just so happened during this time, it felt right to talk about it. And I feel semi all right to talk about it as I'm doing, and just owning the fact that I'm not doing it perfectly. I'm probably not doing it justice, but our narratives and our experiences deserve to be told from the perspectives of those who are encountering this and who are impacted. And so I just wanted to do my best and show what that looks like on a really hard day too, because yeah, yesterday was a really nice day until shit hit the fan. And you know, you're grounded and humbled in the fact that you never know what's going to happen, and all you can do is your best. And so to take a little break from this, I also want to talk about what I ended up working on with my client yesterday. We ended up making this little fortune teller. Like, if you're a 90s kid, who remembers? I was telling my client, you know, like, these things used to dictate my life. Like, they really did. They had a chokehold on me. And so we took some time yesterday to just make one of these. But essentially, when you open it, right, when you get your fortune, it's supposed to have like the details of the coping skills that I want my client to work on. And I got this idea off of Pinterest and then just personalized it for my client. But I love doing activities like this with adolescents. It just makes it a lot more fun. And also, if an adult really wants to be creative and do something fun, why not? So we did that, and I'm so glad that I got to go to that meet and greet. It was really helpful just hearing other Latinx voices and their experiences, which always serves as a reminder that our experiences are different, because even my experiences growing up in a border town as a Latina are different from someone else who lives in a different state. Even if they're Latina or Mexican, also, we all hold different experiences depending on where we live. Hi everyone, today is a new day and I wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit more, end the video, give you all some updates, all of that. And so, as you saw in earlier clips, this is one of those moments in our counseling careers where we end up having to learn how to show up for our clients during a moment of collective grief. You know, when trauma is involved, when tragic moments like this happen, it's something that's consistently being broadcasted on the news, on social media, and it can definitely be a very heavy time for our communities, for our clients, and for ourselves as therapists. Advocacy and talking about politics is also a part of what we do as therapists. And so I wanted to highlight something really important, a post that I saw and really resonated with, because it really highlights why it's so important for us to care about these politics, which essentially is just policies and rules and regulations that are made that directly affect our communities and ourselves. And so for me, on a personal level and also on the level of being a therapist, I cannot wait to run fast enough to go vote. And I want to invite you as future clinicians, or also clinicians already, to continue to get more informed and join me in voting for better for our communities. Because the reality is that mental health resources and funds are being cut for our communities. And we're sadly able to see firsthand what happens when you start cutting funds to really important resources. You end up having therapists and clinicians having to volunteer their time when really it lies within our government to supply and provide these funds, so that the people in our communities who are affected aren't having to be burdened by the cost of now having to go look for therapy services during such a tragic event. It's so stressful and it's too much. When something like this happens, the people in our community should not have to wait months upon months to get services, you know, to get mental health services in our community. That is just completely unacceptable. But if we truly believe that, it lies within us to go out and do something, right? To go out and actually be that change and start advocating. And I know one of the smaller ways that I've done that is having these conversations with my own family. And in the past year, it has not always looked pretty. It's looked really messy. And yeah, some people don't care to change the way that they view things. But the more we have these conversations, we also realize that there are people who are simply just misinformed. And the more you talk about these things, the more they gradually start to see, wow, like this isn't just politics. These are human beings who are making decisions that directly affect me, that directly affect our career fields, and we get to have a say in who we elect and who we appoint to make these decisions. And so if you're currently going into grad school, these are some of the things that you're going to be talking about in your grad school classes, things that are maybe going to challenge the way that you see the world, the way that you view yourself, your own community. But all things considered, I know that I'm personally so grateful to have been challenged, in some of the ignorance that even I held. We all hold a certain level of ignorance or privilege that once we gradually start to see, we have the choice to either, make changes and do better, or completely shut off, shut down, be in denial about it, and just keep living our lives. And that doesn't create change, right? And so if you haven't met me, this is the first time that you're meeting me. I personally openly talk about these things. I have no problem talking about politics as a therapist, and if you were ever made to feel like you shouldn't talk about it or you shouldn't get involved, I'm here to let you know that nothing could be further from the truth. And if you're looking for more information, ACA even publishes a bunch of articles speaking out about these topics. And so something else that I wanted to talk to you about is something that I'm very excited about. For the first time in my life, I am planning out a family vacation. I'm taking over a week off work, and I planned that so that way I can see my clients before then and after then, and everything's going to work out good. But I was reflecting on the fact that this is the first time in my career that I'm able to do that without being stressed and overwhelmed, thinking about like, I have to request the days, I have to, talk to these people, do this, and what if they say no, like all of these worries. And then you end up going on vacation and not even being able to fully enjoy it. I don't know if any of you have experienced that, but I'm very grateful today, and it's something that I'm making note of, the fact that I'm able to do this for the first time, and I'm so excited, planning everything out. And something else that I did to invest in my business and in this channel is that I ordered a new vlogging camera, because the old one that I first started off YouTube with, the flip screen completely broke. So I stayed within the same Canon family, and I'm so excited to get that camera because it's going to make vlogging a lot easier. Because if you've never done YouTube before, holding a heavy camera when you're trying to vlog things just is very tiring, and after a while you're like, I don't need to get that scene. It can definitely just create more work and just like a mental block where you don't want to film certain things. So I'm so excited to have that new vlog camera. It's coming Saturday. So for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be planning out the new month of June. If you all want to see how I do my end of the month reset and what that looks like for my business, I have a video all about that, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm also going to be filming and prepping videos ahead of time, so when I go on vacation, you all are still seeing videos and they're regularly being uploaded. So I'm pre-scheduling them so that way business-wise my channel can keep going even while I'm on vacation. So for today, I'm going to be filming 2 to 3 other videos, and I have them planned out. After I film one, I'm gonna go ahead and change clothes and film the next one. But that's what's going on for today, and I thought I would just talk a little bit about that because you all did let me know in the last day in the life that you enjoy the behind the scenes chats and seeing all of that. But that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, definitely hit that subscribe button and join the Keep On Growing community. If you like this video, like it, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell. All these things help support my channel so that I can keep creating videos for you all. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.